Hello and welcome to the first of my first look videos. I'll be taking games that I missed out on and never got a chance to play and giving them an hour, half-hour playthrough so I can get a good sense of what they are, what kind of story they're telling, and how the game plays. If you guys are interested and I find the game worth playing, I can always cover it as a narrative analysis or let's play video. Today is going to be a short one because it's the first one I'm doing and I want to get a good feel for the process before committing to something longer. We're going to be trying Eamon, a 1979 text adventure game for the Apple II with a twist. It's an adventure framework with expandable modules and persistent RPG elements. There were over 200 adventures created for the original Eamon, making it one of the earliest modding communities, and it's seen a couple more modern remakes. You can even play a JavaScript version in your browser. I'll be tackling the Apple II release, but I'll put a link for that browser remake in the video notes in case you want to give it a go yourself. Welcome to Eamon, the computerized fantasy role-playing system designed for the Apple II. Eamon is the creation of Donald Brown, non-commercial distribution welcome. You are in the outer chamber of the Hall of the Guild of Free Adventurers. Many men and women are guzzling beer, and there is loud singing and laughter. On the north side of the chamber is a cubbyhole with a desk. Over the desk is a sign which reads, "Register here or else." Do you go over to the desk or join the men drinking the beer? Let's click D for desk. You are greeted by a burly Irishman who looks at you with a scowl and asks, "What is your name?" I'm Coorlim. He starts looking through his books, muttering about strange Saxon names he can never pronounce, let alone spell. He eventually looks at you and says, "Your name's not in there. Have you given it to me alright?" It sounds a little more Scottish than Irish, but I'm not going to complain. He hits his forehead and says, "You must be new here. Well, wait just a minute and I'll bring ye someone to take care of ye." The Irishman says, "First I must know whether ye be male or female. Which are ye?" Hit M for male, F for female. Let's go with M. The Irishman walks away and in walks a tall man of possibly elvish descent. He studies you for a moment and says, "Here is a booklet of instructions for you to read, and your prime attributes are hardiness 43, agility 41, charisma 25. I guess those are our stats, and they're such odd numbers I can't help but think that they're randomly generated. Hit R to read instructions, T to give them back. You read the instructions and they say, information about the world of Eamon. Eamon, I don't know how it's pronounced. You'll have to buy a weapon. Your chance to hit with it will be the weapon complexity plus your ability in that class plus twice your agility. The 5 classes of weapons and your current abilities with each are club, mace 20%, spear 10%, axe 5%, sword 0%, and bow negative 10%. Every time you score a hit in battle, your ability in the weapon class may go up by 2% if a random number from 1 to 100 is less than your chance to miss. Okay, so the higher your chance to miss, the lower your skill, the more likely you are to improve. Got it. There are 4 armor types, and you may also carry a shield if you do not use a two-handed weapon. These protections will absorb hits placed upon you almost always, but they lower your chance to hit. The protections are the table there. You will develop an armor expertise, which will go up when you hit a blow wearing armor, and your expertise is less than the armor that you are wearing. No matter how high your armor expertise is, however, the net effect of the armor will never increase your chance to hit. That's interesting. But there's armor skills too, sure. You can carry weights up to 10 times your hardiness, or 480 grams. A measure of weight, 1 grind equals 10 dos. Additionally, your hardiness tells how many points of damage you can survive, therefore you can be hit with 43 one-point blows before you die. However, you will not be told how many blows you have taken, you will be merely told things such as, "Wow, that one hurt," or "You don't feel very well." Your charisma, 25, affects how citizens of Eamon react to you. You affect a monster's friendliness rating by your charisma less 10, difference times 2, so 30%. You start off with 200 gold pieces, which you will want to spend on supplies for your first adventure. You will get a lower price for items if your charisma is high. Well, it's not. Charisma is my worst stat. Just like real life. After you begin to accumulate wealth, you may want to put some of your money into the bank where it cannot be stolen. However, it is a good idea to carry some gold with you for use in bargaining and ransom situations, just like in real life. You may also hire a wizard to teach you some magic spells. There are 4 spells you may learn: Blast, Heal, Speed, and Power. Other types of magic may work in various adventures, and items may have special properties. However, these will not work in other adventures than where they were found. Thus, it is best, and you have no choice but to, sell all items found in adventures except for weapons and armor. The man behind the desk takes back the instruction and says, "It is now time for you to start your life." He makes an odd sign with his hand and says, "Live long and prosper." I wonder if he raises his eyebrow as well. You now wander into the main hall. As you wander about the hall, you realize you can do one of 6 things. Go on adventures. Visit the weapon shop for weapons and or armor. Hire a wizard to teach you some spells. Find the banker to deposit or withdraw gold. Examine your abilities, or temporarily leave the universe. Now let's go ahead and check our stats real quick, just to remind ourselves where we're at. You're the mighty Coorlim. Your stats are hardiness 43, agility 41, charisma 25. You know the following spells? None. Your weapon abilities are terrible. Armor, skin. Golden hand 200. No weapons. Alright, so I guess the first thing we'll want to do is acquire weapons and armor with our 200 gold. As you enter the weapon shop, Marcos Cavalli comes out from the back room, and says, "Well, as I live and breathe, it's my old pal Coorlim. So you want to buy a weapon, sell a weapon, or get some better armor? B, S, or A?" Marcus smiles at you and says, "Good, I got the best. You want an axe, bow, mace, sword, or spear?" The choice here is basically, do we want a good weapon or one that has a high hit percentage? Given the way that the system works, the worse we are at our weapon, the faster we'll improve. So even if I go for the club, I think, which is a 20% rating, I'm not going to hit very often. So I might as well go with the sword and rapidly improve. I'm going to hit stuff based on luck either way. So I'm going to go with a sword, and then maybe some armor that will let me soak more hits until my skill has improved. So I think I will go with a sword, a suit of chainmail, and a shield. All right, I have our original 6 choices again. Let's check our stats. We have a sword that does 1d8 damage, and chain and shield. So that should block 3 hits per hit, I think. I think that's how it works. I'd like to see the math if I could, but after a few minutes diligent searching, you find Hocus Tocus, the old mage. He looks at you and says, "So you want old Toki to teach you some magic? Heh, well, it'll cost you. Today my fees are way too much. I think I have enough for the power spell, but I'm not very clear on what that does, and I don't want to blow all my money in case I need it, so I think I'll just pass for now." And wow, that's a lot for those spells. Thousands. Well, heal is only 370, but it's still more than I have. All right, I think we should just go on our adventure now. There's not much else to do here. Enter diskette with adventure, or keep this diskette for beginner cave. Beginner cave sounds fine. You're about to adventure in the beginner's cave. Please wait a short while. So I guess every adventure is its own disc, and then there'll be a player's disc where we save it. You have no trouble finding a horse that you, borrow to take you on your first adventure. You follow several signs to take you to the beginner's cave. You're at the entrance of a cave. To the south, over the tunnel entrance, is a sign saying beginners only. To the north is the road back to town. As you stand there, you see the local night marshal come out to inspect you. Eventually, the night marshal says you may now proceed, and he walks away. Let's go into the cave. You're in a dark north-south tunnel. To the north, you see a bright light streaming in from the outside. To the south, you see a flickering torchlight, but cannot make out any details. I should probably be making a map as we play, but I'm not going to. Hopefully the beginner's cave is not too complex that I get lost. But this definitely seems like the kind of game where you would need to make a graph paper map while playing. You are in a huge chamber. The roof rises out of sight. Burning torches line the walls, making it easy to see. The tunnels lead north and south, and there are small side chambers to both the east and west. I'm not really sure as to what the nature of the parser is here. So before we get too far into this, let me see if there's any kind of help or hint command. Help. Huh? I only understand these commands. Okay, there we go. Get, drop, look, up, down, directions, spells, smile, say, read, escape, flee, eye, trolls fire, pick, attack, examine, cardinal directions, heal, speed, wave, drink, ready, retreat, inventory, enter, open. So it looks like basically we have our attack commands, we have our spells, we have our directions, we can look at things, but not much more than that. Troll's Fire is interesting. It's compared to the others. It's far less generic. Pick, enter, yeah, okay. As far as social commands, we can smile, we can wave, and we can say. All right. I think I have. So it's a very limited parser compared to, say, something that Infocom had done. But maybe that's all it needs to be. Let's start with checking out some of these side rooms, starting with the west. You're in a small side chamber to the west of the large chamber. It is very cold here, and the only light comes in dimly from the large chamber. There's several huge rats and a pile of diamonds. All right, let's try combat. Attack rat. And I killed it. The black rat runs. The brown rat attacks but fumbles. Well, good, because I don't have to fight all three at once, I guess. I missed. The brown rat flees. All right. Let me go ahead and get the diamonds, first of all. Let me see if I can look at this dead rat. It just gave me the room description. Yeah, I can look and I can examine, but I'm going to assume that they do mostly the same stuff. I've got my diamonds, I've got my sword. I kind of look at the diamonds. Okay, there's a pile of diamonds here. So some of them do have descriptions, just not the dead rat. Oh, here's my rats. Let me attack the black rat. Miss, and both missed me. Attack again. Killed him. Oh, nice. Brown rat misses. Attack again. Oh, wait, I already killed that one. All right, I guess I can just say rat, don't need to disambiguate. All right, he's dead too. All right, so I killed 3 rats. Hopefully my sword skill went up. But I can't seem to... Yeah, there's nothing to check my stats, I don't think, except when I'm in the Adventurer's Hall. Yep, I can't even look at myself. Oh, I can't even look at myself. Let's go east. You're in a small side chamber to the east of the large chamber. It is very cold here, and the only light comes in dimly from the large chamber. There's a grizzled old hermit who smells as if he hasn't taken a bath in 40 years in the room. And there is a bottle here with a strange potion inside. Okay, let's get the potion. Oh, okay, I guess it's called the bottle. The hermit attacked. Oh, I guess he attacked and my armor protected me. I attack him. He hit me again, but I'm in good shape. Attack hermit. A hit. Hermit is hurting. He misses me. A hit. We miss each other. He hits me again. I take some damage, but I'm in good shape. Mistyped. Attack hermit, not attack hermit. Oh, he's at death's door, and he misses me. One more time, and he's dead. Ooh, he had an axe. That's mine now. Can I look at him? No. Okay, they generally don't let you. I guess they don't let you. All right, let's go west. Back to the large chamber. Continue south. You are at the north end of a long hall. A tunnel goes north, and to the east and west are doors that are bolted shut, locking something in. In the dim light, you can see that the hall goes south, but cannot make details. Let's continue south. You're in the middle of the long... Oh, I should have checked out those doors first. I don't want to get too far in here without checking everything out. So let's go back up north and check out the west. You are in a small, stark cell. The door on the east side. A human warrior stands before you, armed with a long sword and carrying a shield. On his shield is a sticker which says, "I am Heinrich." And I smile and he attacks me. Well, let me attack him back. Take that. He's in pain and he misses me again. He doesn't seem to be much better than me, thankfully. And he's at death's door. We miss each other again. I wish I could just Oh, and he's dead. And he has a sword with a hashtag. Let's see his hash sword. Look, sword. This is a poor quality Marcos sword. Okay, so I could have bought the poor quality sword. Let me look at my sword. I can't look at my sword, I guess. All right, whatever. My sword's better than this, so I'll just keep the one I took from Heinrich to sell later. This is a lot like D&D, I guess. You're in a small, stark room. There is a huge, hairy, strong, and angry gorilla in the room and 50 gold pieces. I don't know why he has gold. Miss him, and he hit me, but the blow bounces off my armor. I hit him. He's hurting, but he hits me again, but it bounces off my armor. I can just picture this gorilla pounding on me and my armor absorbing all of it while I slice into pieces. Again, he's hit me several times, but my armor has protected me each time. That's good, I think. Miss him. He's not very difficult, this gorilla. And gorilla is dead. And he has coins. I'm going to take his coins. All right, let me go back. And then south. West. Stark cell. Was I already here? I guess. Let's go south again. South end of the long hall. To your great shock are the doors to the east and west. The hall goes north from here, and a broken tunnel goes south. To your great shock are two doors on the east and west. Why is that shocking? I wasn't very shocked earlier. Large chest in the center of the room. That smells like a trap. I'm going to ignore the obvious trap and keep going south. Tunnel going north and south. The sides of the tunnel are very broken and rough. You see torchlight to the south. Let's go east. We are in a secret east-west passage. Oh, I guess it didn't say there was a passage. Faint knowledge to the east. You are in the east-west passage. You can hear religious music being played and smell incense from the east. Or it's a temple. You are in the temple. Pictures of great deeds cover the walls. There are two altars here, one covered with gold paint, the other stained with blood. The only exit lies to the west. There's a huge man in religious garb and an insane look on his face. In his right hand, he carries a mace. You see a beautiful girl in a flowing white dress. You recognize her as Cynthia, Duke Luxem's not-too-bright daughter. There are several rare spices here. All right, let's attack the bad guy. Nope. Attack priest? A hit. The priest is in pain. He attacks and misses. Attack the priest. It's a miss. He attacks Cynthia. You shouldn't attack her. The priest is in pain. He hits me, but I'm in good shape. Cynthia runs. Probably a good choice. And I kill him. I'm going to get his secret herbs and spices. I'm going to get mace, which is also a spice. High quality Marcos mace. Okay, cool. I'm going to get the mace. I'm going to use this instead of the sword for a while because it is of high quality and I have a better rate to hit with it. I've got a lot of stuff. East-west tunnel with loud music. Cynthia's here. Smile, Cynthia. Nothing happens. Oh. A little cold, Cynthia. Oh, can I talk to her? No, I guess I could say something or wave, but what's the point? Go west. Oh, she's following me. Good. All right, I guess he's just following me without saying anything. You're in a T intersection. A brightly burning torch is bolted on the south wall. Dark tunnels along north and east. To the west is a place where once a door stood, but it's torn from its hinges. Let's go east. East-west tunnel. You can see torchlight in both directions. Top of a flight of stairs. Torches on the wall. Looks very dark down there. Let's go down. You're at the bottom of a flight of stairs. A light can be seen at the top of the stairs, and a very dim light can be seen down the tunnel to the east. Let's keep going east. You're in an east-west tunnel, dim light both directions. East. Maybe I should have gone west first. You're in an east-west tunnel. You see light to the east and feel a cool wind coming from there. In the wind, you smell a hint of salt. You're in a small bay. High walls surround you so that only the exit and back of the tunnel to the west to the east. On the bank of the sea is a broken old boat. Cynthia is here. You see a man with a beard and brass ring in his ear. He is wearing clothes made out of silk and wielding a very fancily engraved sword. As the pirate mutters a word that you can't make out, bright green flame surrounds his sword. There's a large pile of jewels. Seems like a boss fight to me. I hit him. He's in pain. He hits Cynthia. Stop hitting Cynthia. She's a non-combatant. Horrible pirate. I hit him. He fumbles but recovers. A tackle. All right, killed the pirate. As he chokes and dies, the flame on his sword also goes out. That's neat. Get sword. I see no sword. Oh, troll's fire. Oh, like the mystery command from the menu. Okay. Oh, I think I see how this works. All right, let me ready the troll's fire. As you say the sword's name, green flame appears around the blade. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to assume that Troll's Fire is one of those items they mentioned that is unique to this adventure, which means that when you make one adventure, you can, go ahead and make a custom commands for it too, which is pretty good. I think that's pretty useful in terms of the tools they're giving to people. All right, let's head back. We'll go west this time. West. T intersection northeast west. Broken north-south passage. Oh wait, there was another door south I missed, I think. Let's go back that way. I think we're almost done. There's not a lot else to do or go here. You're in what was once obviously a library. Most of the books have been destroyed, with the scraps lying on the ground. A door torn from its hinges also lies on the ground. The exit is to the east. There is an old book here. It glows in the darkness and is remarkably well preserved. All right, read book. As you read the book, you feel a weird sensation overtaking you. You suddenly realize that you are turning into a fish. You flop 3 times, then die. Okay. We're dead, and we're a fish. That was abrupt. Insta-kill. Okay, so I really like the idea of this game. A modular adventure system multiple authors can create adventures for with persistent character stats and permadeath. I'm not sure what the adventure system backend looks like, but you can, apparently, create magical items and artifacts with special abilities. Since the abilities don't function outside of the adventure they were created for, so it looks like the weapons, armors, stats, or skills and gold are the only things that persist from quest to quest. I don't remember reading anything about improving your prime abilities, so I'm going to assume those are randomly generated and static. Skills will improve as you use them, advancing more rapidly at lower levels, which feels good mechanically. I don't know if spells do the same. We didn't have the gold to experiment with them. As far as the prose itself goes, I'm going to guess that it varies on an adventure-by-adventure basis. We don't have a huge list of verbs to interact with the world, but based on the presence of the troll fire verb for the sword we found, it feels like adding new ones isn't too difficult. For the beginner cave, it was pretty linear, which is to be expected for what I think is a semi-tutorial. And it did a good job of showing off what the game could do with the insta-kill book, with the magic sword, the follower NPCs, and monsters that can run away. I would have liked a little more interaction, or at least some reaction from from Cynthia when I saved her, but I'm not sure if they just didn't code it or if the engine is incapable of that kind of thing. I'd love to see a modern take on this, which I guess is what Neverwinter Nights was supposed to be. I think you could do something like this with Twine or Renpy or something, adding in new script packs for new adventures. Maybe I'll play around with that a bit. As far as Eamon itself goes, it was a lot less painful than I was anticipating for something from 1979. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me play a persistent character beyond the beginner's cave, though I'd probably do that in one of the more modern remakes or the browser version. Also, feel free to suggest any other older obscure games you'd like to see me put a half hour to an hour into. If I can get a copy and I haven't tried it, I'll add it to my list. As always, a big thanks to my Patreon and channel members for helping support me in the videos I make, especially Feed Me Kittens, James Johnson, Jeremy Diedzik, Colin Costa Eck, Karen Norton, Theo, Satanica9, Non-Square Pixels, Damian Peroski, and Drake Flaz.